V is a vector space. V is a vector space. So equipped with an inner product. So V becomes an inner product space, right? And V has a basis. What's the basis? V1, V2, etc. Vn. V is n-dimensional, so it has a basis. V1, V2, etc. Vn, right? So I'm considering two vectors, x and y from V. So how to write x? X can be written as a linear combination of these n elements. So I'm, instead of taking C1, C2, etc., Cn, I'm going to take x1, x2, etc., xn as the scalars. So x can be written as x1, v1 plus x2, v2. So you have to know x1, x2, etc., xn are scalars. So v1, v2, vn is a basis. Similarly, y is equal to y1, v1 plus y2, v2 plus etc., yn, v. Right? We need to find the inner product between x and y. That is, this is summation xi vi and this is summation yi vi. Right? I varies from 1 to n. Okay. What they are saying is this is nothing but x transpose. X transpose. What is it? Can you say what is the meaning of this? X with respect to alpha. What is this actually? Don't worry about this T and transposing this. First of all, tell me what is X with respect to alpha. What does this denote actually? This has some notation. This notation actually represents something. What is that?
Associative of X.
Associative. What is that?
Ma'am, the alpha vector space.
Is it alpha vector space?
No, I'm sorry. Linear transformation.
That is called what? Coordinate vector of X with respect to alpha. Coordinate vector. What do you mean by coordinate vector of X with respect to alpha? X I am writing x1 v1 plus x2 v2 etc. xn vn, right? So what is coordinate vector of X with respect to alpha? Simply x1 like this I have tried. x1, x2 etc. xn. It should be written as a vector. It is a vector from R power n. Right? The transpose of this will be like this, x1, x2, etc. x. So, this matrix is nothing but, this inner product is nothing but x with respect to alpha transpose and a and y with respect to alpha. Okay, I'll say you how this has come. We'll take a very small example. If you take n-dimensional vector space, it is not that much easy to understand. But I'll take an two-dimensional vector space. Let me take V as a basis, V1, V2, two-dimensional vector space, right? So that now I'm writing X as x1, V1 plus x2, V2. For you to understand easily, I'm writing like this. Y is y1, V1 plus y2, V2. Right? So what is inner product of x comma y? Inner product of x1 v1 plus x2 v2, y1 v1 plus y2 v2. So can you say what is this inner product? This is first x1 v1 comma y1 v1 plus y2 v2 plus x2 v2 comma y1 v1 plus y2 v2. So that is x1 v1 comma y1 v1 plus x1 v1 comma y2 v2 plus x2 v2 comma y1 v1 plus x2 v2 comma y2 v2. Is this clear? The way I have split? Hello? Is it clear? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what is the next step? How to write this? It is x1 and y1 are like scalars, k. So you remember this, what is k x comma y? It is k times x comma y. So here also if you have k, here also you can take k outside, k square into inner product of x comma y. So can you apply this property here and say what will happen here? x1, y1. x1 and y1 are scalars, right? Take that outside. Inner product of v1 comma v1 plus here. What are all the scalars that you can take out? Are you all sleeping?
x2, y2.
x2, what I have just see here.
Oh, sorry, x1, y2.
x1, y2 into inner
v1, v2.
product of v1 comma v2. Plus here, third one.
x2, y1, v2, v1.
Okay, then here.
x2, y2 into v2, v2.
This is nothing but, see whether you can understand. This is nothing but x1 comma x2. What is x1 comma x2 actually? If you look into this, suppose this basis is alpha. What is x1 comma x2? Simply if I write x1 comma x2, what is that? Okay, just now I told you, yeah, what is x1 comma x2? X is written as x1 v1 plus x2 v2. So what is x1 comma x2? I just now used that coordinate vector of
x with respect to alpha.
With respect to alpha. Okay, that into v1 v1, v1 v2, v2 v1, v2 v2. This is a matrix, right? Because you know all these inner products are real values. Into y1 y2. So what is this y1 y2? What is this y1 comma y2? It is a vector from R square. What is the coordinate vector of?
Ma'am,
With respect to.
ma'am, how is boundary matrix?
I'll tell you. If you multiply, see, what I'm doing is, if all these four terms together, you can write this way. It's a matrix representation. And even we can multiply and see whether it comes or not. That is the thing you have learned in your ADD, right? Matrix representation of a quadratic form. Forgot? An orthogonal transformation, all these things you have done. Sure, okay, I'll show you why you are getting back this. Please listen. I'll erase the... Okay, we'll multiply and get back whether we are able to understand. Shall we multiply these two things? Let this be kept. We can do it later. Multiply these two things. It's a 2 by 2 matrix, right? And this is a 2 by 1 column vector, right? Multiply. How do you multiply this into this? So what happens? It is y1 into inner product of v1 comma v1 plus y2 into inner product of v1 comma v2. This is your... Can you understand or not? A 2 by 2 matrix into 2 by 1 vector. How do you multiply? This first row into this column. So I have done it. So what will be the resultant if you multiply 2 by 2 in then 2 by 1? What will be the resultant? What type of matrix you are expecting? 2 by 2 matrix is there. 2 by 1 matrix is there. The product of these two matrices. What is your result? I'm asking.
2 by 1 matrix.
2 by 1 matrix. That's the thing I'm doing. For 2 by 1, first entry you got. How do you get the second entry? Multiply this by this. y1 into v2 comma. Don't think this as something. This is actually a scalar. Inner product is always what? A scalar. The final result is a scalar. Till this clear? Okay, now what is the size of this matrix? This is a 1 by 2 matrix, right? And this is a 2 by 2 matrix. 1 by 2, 2 by 2. If you multiply, what do you get? Oh, 1 by 2, 2 by 1. Sorry. 1 by 2, 2 by 1. If you multiply, what do you get?
1.
This is a 2 by 1. Single entry. So this into this. That is, x1 should be multiplied with this, x2 should be multiplied with this. So x1, if you multiply x1, y1, v1, comma v1, plus again x1, y2, v1, comma v2, then x2, y1, v2, comma v1, plus x2, y2, v2, comma v2. You got back the thing, right? What? See, I started from here and wrote this. So I'm simplifying and showing that what we have written is correct. Got it? Hello? Hello, hello.
Yes,
Are you
ma'am.
all there? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So can you please generalize this to what on a n-dimensional vector space? You understood, right? So you are supposed to generalize this and say what will be the three product terms you have to say. That is matrix of inner product. Once you understand this, you can do anything. So the whatever you are writing in the middle, right, that is called actually the associated matrix. What type of matrix is that? Sure, okay, we'll come back to that. We'll come to that later. Suppose your x is x1, v1 plus etc. xn, vn, and your y is y1, v1 plus etc. yn, vn. Inner product of x comma y. How to write now? x1, x2, etc. xn into some matrix into y1, y2, etc. yn. So what is that matrix? It should be inner product of v1, 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 v2, etc. v1, vn. Similarly here, v2, v1, v2, v2, etc. v2, vn. Dot, dot, dot. Here, vn, comma v1, vn, comma v2, etc. vn, comma vn. So what type of matrix is this? Something. So first row is first entry is v1, 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 v2. So if you come here, it is v2, comma v1. So what can you say about v1, v2 and v2, v1? What can you say about these two entries? They are same, right? Similarly, the third entry here will be v1, comma v3. So in the first column, the third entry will be v3, comma v1. So same. So something more you can add. What type of matrix is this? Yes. Actually, this is called the matrix of the inner product. That is a symmetric matrix. That is a symmetric matrix. Is this clear? So can you repeat once again what will be the matrix? v1, comma v1, v1, comma v2, v1, comma v3, etc. v1, comma vn. So first column will be, instead of v1, comma v2, you'll write v2, comma v1. But you know very well, inner product is always what? Symmetrical, right? Inner product of v1, comma v2 and v2, comma v1 are one and the same. So third will be v3, comma v1, v1, comma. First row, first columns. Second row, second column, same. So this matrix, what is so called the matrix of the inner product, this is always symmetric. Symmetric matrix. Okay, ma? Shall we proceed? Hello? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, please take down this question. The first question is very simple. V is P2 of R. And define an inner product of V as inner product of F comma G is this one. And the basis is standard basis. We need to find the matrix of the inner product.
Ma'am, can you show the question once, ma'am?
Wait, I'll write the question. 1 minute. Hello? Kirti ma'am, class முடிச்சிட்டு V is equal to P2 of R. Right? V is equal to P2 of R. for F comma G belonging to P2 of R, comma, the inner product is defined as inner product of F comma G is integral 0 to 1 F of x G of x dx. Okay. Question is, find the matrix of the inner product with respect to the standard basis. With respect to the, always matrix will be with respect to some basis. Otherwise meaningless, right? With respect to the standard basis. So what is the standard basis for P2? Hello? What is P2 and say the standard basis? If you are sleeping like this, then I think I'll better cancel the class. And not only a few people are answering, others are sleeping. Sleeping or I don't know what you are doing. I'm not supposed to say like this, but you are not attentive. So what is P2 of R? Hello? Are you all there? Or my voice is not audible?
Yes, ma'am. We are.
What is the reason? And only a few, that too, not immediate response. I think some other thing you are doing, right? You are not concentrating in the class. Okay. So what is P2 of R? Please say.
Polynomial second degree.
Second
Less
degree.
than or equal to degree.
Polynomials of degree less than or equal to 2. Okay. So what is the basis for them?
1x x square.
X square. So let alpha is equal to 1x x square. Standard basis. Right? So we need to find the matrix of the inner product. So what is the matrix of the inner product? We'll write first and then proceed. Matrix of the inner product. Shall we give some name to each of these terms? Let F1 is 1. Okay, ba? F2 is x. F3 is x square. Please try to understand nothing in this actually. You have to know what is the matrix. That's all. F1 is 1, F2 is x, and F3 is x square. Instead of V1, V2, V3, here I'm giving F1, F2, F3 because these are all functions. So matrix of the inner product is, tell me, A is equal to, if nobody is opening the note, then see what will happen. I'll just cancel the class and move. What? See this here. What is the matrix? Just now you have seen, right? Suppose if
One comma one, 1 comma x.
Then you can call it F1, you say. Don't use 1, 1. You can say F1, F1. Inner product of F1, 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 F2, F1, F3. Is this clear? Or you feel I am going very fast?
No, ma'am, it's clear.
Then why you are not answering? Everybody had your breakfast first? Had your breakfast?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
This is your first class?
No, ma'am.
Ma'am,
It's
third.
at 8 o'clock.
Third class. Then at least you should. You should not sleep. Okay, say what is the second row then? Second row.
F2, F1.
F2 comma F1.
F2, F1.
F2, F2 and F2, F3.
I'm also feeling bad to treat you like school children, but you are behaving like that. Third row.
F3, F1. F3, F2 and F3, F3.
Okay. So we need to, only that's all, this much. If the basis has 3 elements, matrix is a 3 by 3 matrix. If the basis has 4 elements, matrix is a 4 by 4 matrix. And one more thing you have to remember, it is a symmetric matrix. So actually, how many elements you need to calculate, which are different? This one you have to calculate. This one, this one, this one you need not calculate because it is already there, right? This one you have to calculate. This one you have to calculate.
Upper triangular matrix.
This one, huh?
Upper triangular matrix. That's it.
What matrix?
Upper
Upper
triangular.
triangle. Oh, you don't call that as upper triangular matrix. Upper triangular, na, below the diagonal, it should be 0, right? It's not upper triangular. We are calculating only the upper triangular elements. That way you have to say. Okay, what is F3, F2? It is already there. This you have to calculate. So 1, 2, not even upper triangle. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 elements you need to calculate. So first, inner product.
Can you once again explain why only those 6 elements?
What is inner product of F1, F2 and F2, F1?
Same.
Same. Okay.
What only once you calculate? That's what I'm saying. What are the different things that you need to calculate? Correct? Clear? So what is inner product of F1, F1? It is integral 0 to 1 F1 of x into F1 of x dx. That is 0 to 1, 1 into 1 dx. So 1. Then F1, F2. 0 to 1, 1 into x. Sorry, I'll write F1 of x. F2 of x. Dx. 0 to 1, 1 into x dx. What is the integral value? X square by 2.
1 by 2. 1 by 2.
Then F1, F3. Integral 0 to 1. F1 of x. F3 of x dx. 0 to 1. 1 into, what is F3 of x?
X square. X square. 1 by 3, man.
1 by. Sorry, 3 we have evaluated. Only 3 more left out. Right? F2, F3. Okay. What is F2? X. F3 is x square dx. X into x square, x cube. So x cube on integration.
1 by 4.
1 by. Check. Okay. Then something more left out, right? What is that? F2, F3 is over. F2, F2. 0 to 1. F2 of x square, if you integrate x cube by 3, that is 1 by 3. And then F3, F3. Okay, what is F3? X square,
1 by 5.
1 by 5. So I think now it's easy to write the matrix, right? What is the matrix? Matrix is
1 by 2.
1 by 2. I'll fill simultaneously. 1 by 3. Okay. Okay, what is F2, F2? 1 by 3.
3.
Okay, 1 by 3. Then F2, F3 is 1 by 4. 1 by 4, then 1 by 4. See, here specifically we don't know what is it. I'm not choosing any x and y. Right? This is all the matrix of the inner product. Suppose you have been given 2 arbitrary vectors x and y, then how do you write the inner product? Suppose x is there, y is there. Then x with respect to alpha you have to know. What is that alpha? 1x x square. Then y with respect to alpha you should know. Then this is, if this is A, na, it should be transpose of this into this. So this will give you the inner product between x and y. And this is called the matrix of the inner product. Anyway, this is not asked. Now it is asked only to find the matrix. Can you read this example 5.6? Something they say. With respect to the standard basis of the Euclidean n space. Why it is called Euclidean n space? R power n.
Ma'am, dot product is involved.
A dot product. Why Euclidean n space? Whenever you say about Cartesian plane, you say, right? X, Y and all. This is called Cartesian coordinates. Right? Even it can be called as Euclidean coordinates. So this is Euclidean 2 space, that is 2-dimensional. So when you go for n-dimensional coordinates, it's called Euclidean n space, named under the mathematician Euclid. Euclid you have studied, right? You know about this person Euclid? Euclid geometry.
Yes.
Euclid's postulates and all you have studied. Maybe 9th, 10th, 11th, somewhere you have studied Euclid's postulates. Everything about geometry. What you have studied? Can you say one postulate about what you have studied? One postulate? Don't remember?
I think there's one that says if two things are equal to the same thing, they're equal
Ma'am,
to each.
Euclid's lemma.
Lemma, postulates I'm saying. I think he said correctly. If two things are equal to the same thing, then they are equal to each other, right? X is equal to Y. X is equal to Z, Y is equal to Z. That means X is equal to Y. Correct, you are right. So hope you remember Euclid's postulates. Okay, now read this sentence. With respect to the standard basis E1, E2, etc. En of the Euclidean n space R power n, the matrix representation of the dot product is the identity matrix, right? Simply dot product here. Okay, so what will be the matrix? It is nothing but the identity matrix. So can you say why matrix is the identity matrix here? The basis is standard basis. Check. Wait 1 minute. I'll show you how. So here V R power n. Let me take alpha as E1, E2, etc. En. So what is E1, E2, etc. En? Standard basis. So what is the standard basis for R power n? What is E1 here? Cherry, what is the standard basis for R cube?
Remember 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0.
1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. So same way here.
And D3.
Sure. Okay. So for you to understand, shall I restrict this to R cube? So that it will be easy for you to understand, right? I'll take R cube. Then you can extend that to R power n. R cube and R4, E1 is 1, 0, 0. E2 is 0, 1, 0, comma, E3 is 0, 0, 1. So yeah. So what is the matrix? Here the vectors are E1, E2, E3.
Identity matrix, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0.
How? So what is the matrix you need actually? Matrix is inner product E1, 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 E2, E1, E3. Right? E2, E1.
Ma'am, I have a doubt. Ma'am, like in the previous question, the inner product was represented in terms of that continuous function. That is why we are taking there the standard basis as 1x and x squared, no?
Beta, because there what is the vector space? Vector space was P2 of R. So the standard basis was 1x x squared. But here the vector space is R cube. So the basis is E1, E2, E3. If you don't like E1, E2, E3, even you can call them as V1, V2, V3. Shall I write V1, V2, V3?
No, ma'am. I was not telling like that. I am telling like this is in terms of discrete and there we are using x in the standard basis.
Because the inner product, what they have defined there is, that way they have defined. Read the question. Your question is valid. See, inner product is defined like this. They have given So look into that, whatever they are given. If they specify some inner product, just stick to that. Otherwise, go for standard inner product, right?
Okay, ma'am.
Usually for continuous functions, they define inner product this way. Integral of something like this, right? But whenever you go for inner product of R cube, R power n, all those things, it is dot product. Standard inner product is dot product.
Okay, ma'am.
Clear? Sure. E3, E1, E3, E2, E3, E3. Check. What is inner product here? Inner product of E1, E1 is just a dot product of these two things. What is the dot product of these two things?
1.
1. Which is also E2, E2, E3, E3, everything is 1 here. But if you consider E1, E2, E1, E3, E2, E3, all these things are what? Mutually orthogonal to each other. See? Find E1, E3, or E1, E2, or E2, E1. Anything you find the dot product, it will be 0. So this matrix is what? Identity matrix. Clear? Is it clear? Simple dot product, right? You know very well the vectors E1, E2, E3 are what? Orthogonal to each other. They may be considered as what? They are actually the direction cosines of what? X-axis, Y-axis and Z-axis. So if you find the dot product, if the direction cosines are represented as vectors, and if you find the dot product 3 vectors, mutually they are actually orthogonal to each other. Dot product will be 0. Clear? Is it clear? Okay, don't go much.
Yes,
Don't go for direction cosines and all. These 3 vectors, if you look into this, if you find inner product between E1, E2, E1, E3, E2, E3, all these 3 things are 0 because they are mutually orthogonal to each other, right? The angle between them is actually 90 degrees. I hope you have enough time. Yes, time is there. Very important. The matrix representation of an inner product with respect to any basis.
Ma'am, can you show the previous one?
Yes, should I go back?
Yes, ma'am, please.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So what is the theorem like for any R cube, R power n will get the identity matrix?
I'll show. With respect to the standard basis for R power n, here the vector space is R power n and the basis is standard basis. Then the matrix of the inner product is matrix of the inner product with respect to the standard basis is always what? Always what? Identity matrix. The inner product is simply dot product.
Yes.
Dot. Okay.
Okay.
Even you can define in another way also. That is up to us. That inner product is dot product. That is also called a Euclidean inner product sometimes. Okay. See here, the matrix representation A of an inner product with respect to any basis is always invertible. Whatever matrix we are finding, right? See, so far we have found this matrix. This is one matrix. This is obvious. Identity matrix, obvious. It is invertible. Invertible means what? When do we call a matrix invertible matrix? Hello?
When determinant is
When inverse exists.
When inverse exists, determinant is not equal to 0. Okay, correct. So here, the determinant of this matrix is not equal to 0. So you can find the inverse of this matrix, right? So always they assure that the matrix representation, right, of an inner product is always invertible. And moreover, you have to remember that matrix will always be what? A symmetric matrix. Right. Okay, I'll ask you something. Whenever X is a vector, what is norm It's represent. You have studied this here. What does norm? Norm means what? Inner product of root of inner product of x comma x. So what is norm actually? What does that represent? With respect to a vector, what does that actually mean? It denotes the length of the vector, yeah? It denotes the length of the vector or magnitude of the vector. So can you now say what should be x divided by norm x? So if whenever you have a vector or a
Magnitude, ma'am.
huh? X by norm x. What could be the length of the vector x by norm x?
Unit vector.
Unit vector.
Unit vector. That vector's magnitude is 1. So this is called normalizing a vector. This process you have done already. Again, I have to go back to the same course. You have studied this as a name under the name normalizing, right? We'll be normalizing a vector. That means what? We are trying to convert a vector into a orthonormal into a vector whose magnitude is 1. I should not speak orthonormal now. We can see that later. Check. Read this. The standard basis has a special property. The basis vectors are mutually orthogonal. What do you mean by mutually orthogonal? Inner product of those two vectors will always be what? 0. Here we have seen, right? That's why we got an what? Identity matrix. Inner product between any two different things, if you consider, that is always 0. All these entries were 0. Why? Because the entries were different. Here E1, here E2. So whenever you find the inner product between any two vectors, different vectors, then that inner product will be 0. That means they are orthogonal to each other. And if you find the inner product between two same vectors, then that is 1. That means inner product between two same vectors, what does actually it represent? What is this actually? This is norm of E1 square. So norm of E1 square is 1. Norm of E1 is 1. So what do you mean by norm of E1 is 1? E1 is a unit vector. Okay, va? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
So what do you mean by orthogonal vector and what do you mean by orthonormal vectors? Orthogonal vectors means what? Two vectors are said to be orthogonal if they are
If
dot
they're at
product
90
is
perpendicular to each other and
perpendicular to
then
each other.
dot is 0, I believe.
0. Dot product is 0. Okay. So when do we call two vectors orthonormal? They are orthogonal and also vectors are orthogonal, mutually orthogonal. This word should be used. Mutually orthogonal, and along with that, a length of each of the vector is 1. One more thing we are adding. Then the vectors are said to be orthonormal.
Excuse me, ma'am. You said that the vectors are to be mutually orthogonal, but if one is already perpendicular to the other, then it is going to be the same. What is the purpose of saying mutually orthogonal then?
Mutually means one with respect to the other. Mutual understanding, one with respect to others. Suppose if I consider 3 vectors, V1, V2, V3, V1 should be mutually orthogonal with V2 and also V3. V1 with V2 is also 0, V1 with V3 is also 0. And if you fix V2, V2 should be mutually orthogonal with V1 and V3. V2 with V1, V2 with V3 is also 0. That way you have to understand.
Okay, yeah. Understood.
Okay. So, whenever x is a non-zero vector, okay, the vector what x by norm x is always a unit vector, right? So the process of obtaining this process is called normalization. We are not doing a very big process. Just dividing any vector by its norm or by its length results in a vector whose magnitude is 1, right? So, normalize each of the following vectors in R cube. So how do you normalize this vector? What is norm of this vector. Euclidean space they have defined here. If they don't specify any inner product, don't worry about the inner product. What inner product you have to take? Dot product. Check. What is u comma u? 2, 1 minus 1, comma 2, 1 minus 1. Can you find the dot product of these two vectors?
4.
4, plus 1 plus 1, 6.
6.
So what is norm of u? Norm of u, square of this, right? So square root of this. So it is root 6. So can you say, I'll take a first. 1 minute. I think the time is up. Just I leave. U is equal to 2 comma 1 comma minus 1, right? So inner product of u comma u is it's 6. Norm of u is root of u comma u, that is root 6. Okay. So u divided by norm u is 2 1 minus 1 divided by root 6. 2 by root 6, 1 by root 6, minus 1 by root 6. So, what will be the magnitude of this vector? It is 1. If you find the norm of this vector, it will be 1. So, from u, you have normalized this vector. How do you normalize? Find the inner product of u with u. Okay, take the square root, that will give you the norm. u divided by norm of that vector will give you the normalized vector. Okay, I'll stop here. $59. Maybe once your attendance is over, you can move. Okay, can you please answer that?